First steps, make sure you have the key fob with you. It could be in your pocket, your purse, your jacket, just somewhere in the vehicle. You get the point. Now, from there, we're going to apply onto the brake pedal. As you apply onto the brake pedal, you'll see the push button stir. It's going to light right up. While your foot's on the brake, push that right in. Now, over here on the left-hand side, we got some additional buttons. Let's talk about these here quick. Your mirror selector between left and right. Now, once you have the mirror selected, you got the D-pad down below to adjust your side mirrors as you see fit. Now, a cool little thing is that when you have a mirror selected and you put the vehicle into reverse, it will tilt down a little more to catch a little more of your blind spot below the bumper. Now, if you don't like that for any particular reason, that's not a problem. If you don't need it, just put it in the center, and then there we go. It would not reverse tilt anymore. So that's how you turn that off. You can have Econ mode. You can see that when that's on by hitting that green button. You'll see a beautiful green leaf right up there to let you know that Econ's on, and now it's off. Econ's going to make you more fuel efficient. It's most effective for highway driving. You may see anywhere from 2 to 4 more miles to a gallon difference with or without it. You could be sacrificing AC power, electrical power, and acceleration power to give you better highway fuel economy. There's no additional wear and tear for the system. It won't be as effective for the city because of the stop and go. Now, those really hot summer days, you have to choose. You want to be fuel efficient, or do you want to be comfortable? Because once again, it does affect the power of the AC. Now, that average fuel economy difference is going to vary depending on your driving habits, or maybe the condition, or maybe the outdoor elements. Cold versus summer, flat versus hilly land that you're driving on, you're aggressive driver, stuff like that. All that takes in consideration, okay? Now, down below, you got your road departure. If you want to turn that off, it's off. Now it's on. It also gives you a little warning right up there too. It's off and on. You got your forward collision. You can't accidentally turn that off. You have to click and hold. So as we get up there on the driver's interface, you see I'm holding it down now. Long dramatic pause. You can see your forward collision is off, and it has a reminder to let you know it's off. Now to turn it back on, it's a click and hold for a moment. Right up here is the vehicle stability assist or traction control. Hold that down. There we go. Hold it down. There we go. And then we have your cargo lights. So once you select that for embed trunk lights or your tail, truck bed lights, there you go. They're on. Once I hit that light, they're off. Now your wheel release, excuse me, is going to be on the left-hand side. Pull that down. You push it in, pull it out, go up and down. You guys get the point. You can adjust as you see fit. Lock it right back up. Now we have a leather-wrapped wheel. All of your Honda sensing features are going to be over here on the right-hand side. So you can see that your Honda sensing is available because you see one or two icons right up here. You're going to have the adaptive cruise because it has a picture of a speedometer with an arrow and a car in front of it. Or you're going to see this icon. This could be a standard cruise. Now, if you don't see any of those icons, like as you see right now, it means your Honda sensing features are off. Now, how do you turn these on or off? You got the main button. Select that. There we go. You can see it. Now, let's say it's off. I'm trying to use these. It's telling you to switch your main because everything's off. So you cannot use your lane keep assist. You're going to be your adaptive cruise or your standard cruise features. No, they're off. Okay. Now to switch between those two, because you got your standard cruise, you guys know how to use that pretty much, or what it is. You got your little toggle switch here. You toggle it down. That allows you to set. You can adjust your speed by tapping once, by 1 per an hour, or you can tap and hold for a split moment. Then it's going to increase by 5s or decrease. Now to switch, you got this right here. Hold this down. See that? It switches from a standard cruise to adaptive cruise. Now once on adaptive, instead of holding this, you tap it. You see those lines right there in the center are changing, right? Less lines means closer. More lines means further away from the car in front of you. So you're setting the distance between you and the car in front of you. So let's say if you're going 45, the car in front of you is going 40. It finds a car in range. It beeps at you. You turn that on or off. While it beeps, when a car gets in and out of range, it'll slow you down to maintain that distance. And once that car, whoop, gets out of the way, you resume back to whatever your cruise control speed was set at. Now, your lane keep assist is more for your highway driving. So pretty much 45 to 90 miles an hour. It's going to keep you in the center of your lane. So as you're driving down the road, you grab your lane a little bit. It goes beep, 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 beep. You turn that on or off. but then also brings you back and puts you back in the center of your lane. So that's pretty nice. You can turn that beeping off, like I mentioned earlier. You will not be playing ping pong back and forth. It does a very good job, just nicely, nudges you back in the center of your lane. Of course, so that feature deactivates once you put on your turn-in indicator, which allows you to get over there. Okay. So yeah, that's going to be Honda sensing features. We talk about how to turn that on and off. Right up here, you got paddle shifters. You have adjustable end wipers. Lights, you have auto fog lights right there, on and off. You got other options for your headlights when you sit in here idled and park. You do it to the off. Your daytime running lights, all of your exterior lights are off. So that's great if you're out there just for a break in the car, staying warm, waiting for someone. You don't have your car lights and everything on and drawing attention to yourself. Now on the left hand side, we got more of your media controls. You can switch between your radio stations, volume control. You have your voice command. So if you have your phone paired, you can tap that and say, hey, call Crazy Honda Chris. Boom, it'll give me a call. But as you tap that, you also got some other voice commands too that you can use right up there. So you may have to play around a little bit with that. So as a tap, then you have a tap and hold. So a lot of cool stuff that you can talk about as time goes on. All right, so we're gonna back that out. Now we have a little wheel right here to scroll up and down on the left hand side of your driver's interface. Let's get that glare out of there. So once again, I'm using the wheel. Now to select items, I'm pushing in the wheel. So we're going to go to range and fuel. So you can see right now on a full tank of gas based on 31 miles, we have a range of 382. That range will change over time. And the more you drive, the more it learns from your habits, okay? Your current habits too. So for example, if I'm an aggressive driver, maybe I am more in a colder environment, I'm not going to get as good as a fuel economy as someone that's not as aggressive or drives more in nicer weather, like summertime. All right, so it does play an effect. Maybe I do some towing. You guys get the point. But anyways, it shows you your average fuel for your trip A. I'll use this little wheel again to scroll down. You got a trip B. Now if I want to reset trip B, I push in the wheel, I select reset, and then it's done. To back out, I just hit this little house button or the home button. I'm going to scroll down to speed and time. Audio. I can choose from right here on the audio some options. Phone, if I'm at phone paired, I have some quick saves and stuff like that underneath there. Navigation is going to be your compass. All-wheel drive torque. So right now in today's perfect weather, it's going to act like a two-wheel drive vehicle. When it detects that you slip, slide, you need power at a certain point, it will automatically put it there. There's no button or switch or lever you have to push, pull, or whatever to put it into all-wheel drive. Maintenance. Tire pressure. You have a direct tire pressure, so you can see which tire is at what number, and then when you fill it up, it has fill assist. So if the car's on, you have it in park, you get out there, you fill up your tire, the car is gonna honk at you, do a little beep beep, and lights will flash to let you know, hey, this tire is at the correct tire pressure. I have a video that's going to go more in detail about the tire pressure systems that Honda has offer or have to offer. All right, now we're going to go right over to content. If you want to switch between your speed distance between miles per hour to kilometers, you can. You just tap in the wheel or tap and hold. Yeah, switch, and then it switch back. Brightness. Gauge display settings. So I'm going to use the wheel. I'm going to start scrolling down. I can uncheck some of these. Maybe if I don't want my compass up there, pushing the wheel. So now I go back to the menu as we're kind of going through. The navigation would not be up there or displaying, but no longer available. But I'm going to keep everything enabled so the next person that take these out for a test drive, they can decide what they want. Warnings, you know about that. Low gas, someone's not wearing the seatbelt, things like that. Door's not shut. Now we're going to try to reduce some of that glare again. There we go. Now we're going to talk about the driver's